Coming up, not all young machinists are young. We'll tell you what it means to be a new machinist, plus how they're giving back to the community next.
Activate your voice! Activa tu voz! Activate it now!
Speak up, speak out, get involved, get involved.
Engage-toi! Take action!
Aktiviere deine Stimme.
We're union and we're proud.
Welcome to Activate Live. I'm Tanya Hutchins with the Machinist Union, coming to you from Washington, D.C. We'll get to the Young Machinists in just a few moments, but first, here's what's going on in our union. Congratulations to IAM District 751 members in Kent, Washington. Workers at High Tech Finishes ratified a new 3-year contract when mail-in ballots were counted April 24th. Workers say the top issue was wages. The new agreement provides a 3% general wage increase for all members each of the 3 years of the contract. Going to Iowa now, kudos to IAM Local 1010 members who work at the DuPont plant in Fort Madison, Iowa. The members usually make textile and printing ink, but are producing hand sanitizer to keep fellow workers and their community safe amid the COVID-19 pandemic. The Machinist Union has written a letter to Washington State Governor Jay Inslee asking him to help save 700 aluminum smelting jobs at Alcoa and Talco workers in Ferndale. Now, Intalco works in Ferndale. The move would help to preserve domestic aluminum production in the United States. Alcoa and Talco Works is one of the only primary aluminum smelters in the United States. Well, 2 California machinists represented workers on a call with the governor there. Governor Gavin Newsom asked Will Morris and Jesse Wallace of IAM District 190 to appear on his teleconference, the Economic Recovery and Reinvention Listening Tour. They gave input on worker safety and management accountability as the state moves to non-essential manufacturing back to work. IAM Western Territory General Vice President Gary Allen says, worker safety is of the utmost importance during this global pandemic, and I am pleased that our brothers are calling on Governor Newsom to make worker safety and personal protective equipment a top priority for getting the state back to work. Well, with a motto of justice on the job and service to the community, our young machinists are putting that phrase into action. They've come up with some pretty creative ideas. Joining us now from Canada is young machinist Nicole Tappenden. Welcome, Nicole.
Hi, how are you?
Good. So what city are you joining us from?
I'm from Mississauga, Toronto, in Ontario, Canada.
Now, before we get started, so tell us a little bit about how long you've been a machinist.
Well, I've been a machinist for the past 5 years now. I've been more active within the union for the past three years.
Now, you came up with a pretty cool idea for these cookie thank you grams. Tell us how you came up with the idea and how it works.
Funny enough, I was just walking one day after work. I take the bus home. So I was just walking from the bus stop to work. And I was just like, you know what? We just need to say thank you. Sometimes someone just needs to hear thank you. They know they're doing a good job. They know what they signed up for, but still sometimes it's just nice to say thank you. And everyone was just running around crazy and, just not taking a breather. And I said, how can I just say thank you and just let people take a minute to breathe? So I figured being low on energy, need some sugar. And usually a box of cookies usually stops a room and lets everyone relax for a minute. So that's just kind of how it came up.
Now, who did you first start giving these cookies to, and how did it turn into a fundraiser?
Well, the way it started was I was like, you know what, let me see if I can, try to say thank you 100 times. So let me give out 100 thank you cookie grams, and any money that would come in, I would donate it to the food banks or to our community hamper, because we have a food drive hamper at our local. So to replenish those shelves. So that's just basically the idea. And then the first people to get it was frontline workers for the police station by our work, and also the first response firefighters. And then also we just went to some of our long-term care facilities where we have our IAM members working there, so we made sure to send some for those frontline workers there, and also we sent some to other non-unionized businesses as well, just to say thank you, and that the IAM is always here.
So how did that make you feel to know you were helping so many other people?
Um, I don't know. I didn't really think about it like that. I just knew that I just wanted to say thank you. So maybe it was selfish. I don't know. I just wanted to say thank you. So the fact that we were able to raise so much more cookies and say over 400 thank yous, we ended up saying instead of the 100, which was the goal. So that made me feel really good, and that made me know that as an organization, that we really stand behind each other to help our community. So that made me proud.
So it sounds like the feedback you got was pretty good.
It was. People were thankful for it, and it was unexpected. And, just giving something and not expecting something in return isn't something that happens every day anymore. So it was nice. And the machinists, the committee, we love doing it.
And it sounds like this is something we can always use during a pandemic when people are down. You're right. Little gestures like this can really mean a lot.
Yeah, I think so.
So you are a young machinist, but I also hear you referring to yourselves as new machinists. So tell us a little bit about, the types of workers that are in your young machinist program and just what it means to be a new machinist.
Well, the idea of a young machinist is great, and for the young people who are coming in. But then we also notice, there's a gap there's not just young people are starting out, or there's not just young people who haven't been a part of a union before. So let's invite everybody, just new machinists, new to the union environment, new to being IAM machinist, just, new to the workers movement in general. So we shouldn't limit it on, just youth or under a certain age. It should be open to anybody and everyone who wants to be involved and wants to learn something and grow with themselves in the community. So that's why.
Now, I know originally it was geared towards like 40 and under, but no one wants to turn anybody away from because of the age. But you have new people coming in who just joined the Machinist Union, and maybe they've never been a union member before. Maybe they've come from another union. How important is mentoring in your local, and just how does your mentoring program work?
Well, mentoring is very important. So for me, I know for myself and how I started to wanting to become mentored and becoming mentored by so many of the representatives here, it's my eagerness to learn. So I just really want to learn, and they're so willing just to share all the knowledge they have. So I could literally just sit in a room and say, teach me, tell me everything, and just try to soak everything up. So here at my local, it's been amazing mentorship. They're always willing to answer my questions and help me out and teach me or direct me where to go or to find something. So here it's working really well. And amongst my other machinists in the committee as well, they're very new, even more new than I am. So kind of bringing them under my wing as I'm under someone else's wing has been beneficial, and it's good. I like it.
Tell us a little bit about your young machinist leaders.
Yeah, so we have, so right now, myself, and then we have Cheryl. I've known Cheryl for the past 5 years as well, working in cabins. And she was eager to learn, and she wanted to do something different. She wanted to grow. She wasn't sure which direction she wanted to go. And when she saw how happy I was, and after I came back from my Young Machinist training in Whip and Singer last year, and, I'm like, Cheryl, this is amazing. This is, and look into it, or how do you feel about it? And after a while, she's like, you know what, let me see what it's about. And she's been hooked ever since. To getting more involved in the union. And then Chris is an amazing person too, very quiet, very smart, always wanting to make a difference, always wanting to do better, always asking questions. So I really always respected that about Chris as well. I've known him for going on 5 years. As well. So when he said, hey, Nick, what, can I help out? What can I do? I said, absolutely. Let's figure out something and, go forward with it. But the both of them, very strong leadership qualities, very strong minded, wanting to do good for their community, for themselves. And, it's a good team we have.
Tell us about this photo here. When was this taken?
Yeah, so this was actually our very first machinist meeting. I wanted them and I wanted us to go down to the Canadian office and meet our heads down there and, just pick their brains and see what they're thinking and saying and learning about the movement and about our union. So it was kind of a field trip.
Oh,
It was
that's
a good
excellent.
day.
And they got to spend time with the General Vice President, Stan Pickthall there. And look,
Good.
Ryan Steinmax has a comment there saying, "Let's go! Young machinists are the future." Is that a lot of weight on your shoulders, being the future?
Yay, Rhonda. Hi, Rhonda.
Rhonda's saying we need more mentoring as well. So, in terms of the program that we talked about in the beginning, with your thank you grams, especially, you're in Canada. How can we support you as young machinists in Canada, whether it's the thank you grams or anything else?
Well, the only thing like we plan to have many events going on and we have like an itinerary of ideas and things we're going to put forward. So anything, whether it's just social media support, whether, just coming on Activate Live and, let you guys know what's going on there, just communication and supporting each other. That's all we really ask for. It's hard to really be able to do anything else. Other than that, we stock our hampers. You can help with that. Otherwise, we'll just let you know everything that we're working on and help as you can, or just say hi. Just the
Now,
support is good.
You work with other committees. How is
Yeah.
that going? Because I understand that your interests overlap. So, what other committees do you work with, and how does that go? How's that going?
Yeah, so for instance, for the Cookie Gram initiative, that was in close with the Community Service Committee, because again, the food hampers and the food banks is something the community service tend to take up. So I raised the funds raised in the Cookie Grams. I got to say thank you to all the frontline workers, and then the money goes towards for the community service to buy for the food hampers and the food banks. So that's one way we work together. Also, we work with the mobility committee. So just getting people involved and educating, new hires, just current members who are already around and trying to get them more involved or reinterested. So we do that with the mobility committee, and we're hoping to work with all the other committees. Hopefully the women's committee next. I think the next fundraiser is going to be geared towards helping out with that committee with their initiatives as well. So hopefully we can help all committees. We can all work together, no matter what it is, organizing everything.
Well, it sounds like you all work together pretty well, and you're like a model for other young machinist groups throughout North America. What advice do you have for a young machinist committee that's just starting out that would like to do what you're doing?
Um, for for me, I think if you're just coming from a good place and want to do better for whether it's your work atmosphere or your community, as long as you see a need, if you see a need, you're already halfway there. So you just put your best foot forward. You come from a good place. You do what's good for your membership, not nothing good for just yourself, but just for your membership and it's a family. So just different ways to come up with ideas. I don't know. It's just I see a need and then I just see what resources I have that I can use to make a situation even a little bit better. So just use your resources.
You're pretty active. You are a steward, and you said that you really started to get active about 3 years ago. What was it that made you decide to just jump all in?
So I became a shop steward about 3 years ago. I just didn't like the way people were being treated, and I just wanted it to stop. I don't like bullies, and I wanted to be the person to stand up for somebody, even if I'm not a person to stand up for myself, but I do stand up for other people. So that was why I wanted to be a shop steward, just to be someone else's voice when they can't be.
And you stuck with it, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. I love it.
Now, personally, I know all around the world this is a really tough time with the pandemic. How are you coping personally?
Well, it depends on the day. Some days it's fine and you don't really even think about it. Other days between, all the news and you get a little bit of paranoia, you have all that stuff going on. So, really it depends on the day. I've just learned to take it easy on myself, and if I'm having a good day, I'm having a good day, and if I'm not having a good day, that's okay. I'll eat chips and watch movies, but it just depends. Day by day is, we're all in it together, so that's kind of a good thing that we're all in it at the same time. So it's easier to cope with, I think, but at the same time, it's some days are still hard.
What are you hearing from your union siblings about how they're coping?
Everyone's kind of on the same page, like feeling uncertain about the future is one, just the stability. Can we pay our bills? Are we going to have to move? How are we going to find another job? And so many people, older especially, it's hard to start a second career, or, when you're almost about to retire and you have to go out there again. So mostly it's the uncertainty people are worried about, but still optimistic. So that's good. Nothing else we can do, nothing else they can do.
Well, Nicole, remind us at the top of the show, you were saying how much you had raised for community service with your thank you grams. Let us know how much you've raised, and is the program still open? Can we still take part?
Well, it was only a 10-day program for the cookies for April because I was doing something else every month. But we did manage to raise over $1,600. So that was amazing.
Oh, that
And
is
we want to
great.
thank and everyone who contributed. Thank you so much, Canadian office, OPCM, my local, everyone who donated individually. Thank you as well. It way above what we thought. So we'll see what happens with the next one.
Now, you said you'd like to do something new every month. Are you already planning something for May? Or
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's going to be rolled out shortly.
okay, so we won't give it away. We'll have something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Nicole, anything else you'd like to mention about the Young Machinists or New Machinists before you leave?
Yeah, I just want to say, we're all trying during this time, just try to stay positive. We're doing things every day to, just try to make everyone's life better. We're also calling our retirees. We're checking up on them to see if they're okay, if they need anything. So, we just be kind to each other and look out for each other and give each other a call and or text. Just if your mind runs on someone, just do it. That's what we're doing here. That's it. Calling our retirees, seeing how everything is, and taking care of each other.
Hey, we have a comment from Dave Roderick saying young machinists are our future for unions. And also Jason Tran saying perfect outlook and attitude, sister. So we love it. We know that you're the future. You know that you're the future. Is that a heavy weight to carry?
A little, a little heavy, but you know what? It's okay. We've done it for years, and there's many. It's not just me, and there's lots of people who are all like-minded and all want to do better. It's just about getting us all together to do it, right? One person can do so much, but a lot of us can do a lot of things. So, I just hope we all can just be on the same mind and just get things done.
And we have another comment from Dan Jansen, who's also very active, saying great work, Nicole.
Thanks, Dan.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nicole Tappenden from IM 2323 in Canada. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Now, we want to know what you think. So join the conversation on whichever social media platform you're watching. Doesn't matter which one. Let us know what you think about the Young Machinists and the term the New Machinist right here on this video. Thanks to everyone who has commented so far. And if you're a young machinist, let us know. If you consider yourself a new machinist, let us know. Same thing if you've participated in any of the mentoring programs between retirees and young machinists. We love to hear your stories. Well, here's a look back now at this week in labor history. On May 10th, 1894, Pullman railway car employees went on strike to protest wage cuts. This nationwide walkout was broken up by federal troops and court injunctions. That was a big deal back then. On May 13th, 1971, members of 5 postal unions voted in favor of a merger. The nationwide vote succeeded with a majority of nearly 96%. This news comes to us from APW Postal Press. That is incredible. Great vote. Well, thanks for joining us today. We are going to see you next Wednesday when we speak with Owen Hernstadt, Chief of Staff to the International President, about trade and globalization. See you then.